Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I'm just going to have a quick check that this has gone live. It has, which is fantastic. Okay, so this is a little bit of a quick jump on. I finished the Facebook Lives that I was doing regularly every Monday night just before Christmas, actually on the 21st of December. So if you have been wondering where they are, then they's gone. They're finished. They're done. But you can still access all the videos that I've done for the last 4.5 years on this page. If you click, depending on what device you're on, click to... click on the tab, docs, whatever it may be, and it will give you an option for videos and you'll find them all there. But what I did promise is that I was going to jump on and do random videos when I was inspired to, when something really called me that I wanted to speak about. And the question of equality has been coming up over and over again over the last, I think it's been more prolific in my lifetime anyway, especially in the last 5 years. I don't really recall it being massively of a conversation when I was younger. It was there, but certainly wasn't front and center. But it's definitely front and center at the moment. And I think that most of you that have seen the title, maybe you just are scrolling through your news feed and have just seen me and have jumped on. But for those of you that have clicked on this because you've seen the title, my guess is, and please do let me know in the comments, my guess is that you would, when you even think about equality, that there's going to be certain things that come up for you. So whether it's around gender equality, whether it's around ability equality, whether it's around race or religion or whatever, you're going to be thinking in that kind of way, and understandable, because that's where the main bulk of the conversation seems to be happening at the moment, is around any of those things. But I want to ask you a question, which genuinely is, are you for equality? Do you believe in a world where everyone can be equal? Is that your ideology of perceiving not everyone is equal, but everyone is treated equally, the same access to opportunities, etc., etc.? And the reason I'm asking the question is because I've had, bearing in mind this is only the first week back in the office, but I've had a couple of conversations with people who, this came up in our one-to-one coaching sessions. And my question back to them when I asked about equality, do they believe in equality, and do they believe everyone is equal? And everyone usually says something along the same lines, which is basically yes. They believe everyone, is here for a purpose, or they believe everyone is of value. And yet when I ask them, so if you believe that everyone is equal and needs to be treated equal, why aren't you treating yourself with that level of equality? Why aren't you treating yourself with that level of respect that you are fighting for, pushing for, campaigning for, whatever it may be? You are very quick to do it for somebody that you perceive as the underdog for whatever reason. And I'm not disputing that those things do happen in many of those categories and more. But my challenge is, and my pushback is around you perceiving yourself as equal. Because interestingly enough, the majority of people don't. They are prepared to fight for equality for everybody else, but they don't perceive themselves as being equal. And that was just my thought, really. And I just thought, you know what, I will jump on and do a quick little video around it. And if anyone wants to engage in the conversation, that's great. But I'm also aware that it's kind of around tea time for kids and school stuff, and people are still at work and finishing up and yada, yada, yada. But as I say, it's a conversation that keeps popping up over and over again with clients around that they perceive that other people, everyone has value, everyone brings value, everyone deserves to be treated with equality and given those same opportunities. and yet they're not doing that for themselves. And I find that fascinating. And that's my invitation to you. If you're somebody that has made your way to these videos because you want to understand confidence, you want to access more self-belief or self-worth or have a higher self-esteem, then you might want to challenge that perception of, are you perceiving yourself as equal? Because, you know, I work with some very senior people and some very highly intelligent people. I always find it hilarious that I have clients who have got PhDs, and I don't find that hilarious that they've got the PhDs. It's that I'm working with them because there is a part of my thinking that still doesn't perceive me as equal, because, you know, they've got a PhD, so therefore that automatically places me as lower. And I choose to be aware of that and then bring myself up to perceive themselves as equal. Now, does that mean that suddenly means that you need to call me doctor and that I've got a PhD? No. Does it mean that I've got the same experiences as somebody who's a CEO of a company, or somebody who has been in an abusive relationship, or somebody who has struggling with home parenting, or whatever it may be, that I am not them. I'm not looking at myself as equal in the same as I have everything the same as them, because that's just not true. But I perceive myself as being of same value of them, regardless of where they are educationally, financially, religion, gender, race. Then I'm perceiving myself as equal, and that's where I want to start the conversation. And I'm wondering what might happen for you if that's an approach that you decide to take. So there you go. Them's my thoughts. Them's what I wanted to share with you. And I'm going to wrap up and head home from the office. I can go from being alone in my office to being alone at home in this wonderful experience of the lockdown. It's extremely quiet in York at the moment. I hear these odd sounds of people doing things, but then it just goes very quiet again. But that's my invitation, as I say, is for you to start being curious about, are you actually perceiving yourself as equal? Or are you doing that whole battle of putting yourself down here and everyone else is great, but, you know, well, then you're not actually for equality, are you, if you're treating yourself in that way? So challenge yourself to see yourself as equal, recognize other people and respect where they're at. Be them of a senior level, but you can still perceive yourself as equal to them as a human being. Something for you to think about on a Monday at 10 to 5 in the afternoon, or at least it is here in the UK. Is it Monday? I think it's Monday. I look forward to catching up with you again soon. Take care. Bye now.